Okay, this is the second semester exam study guide. And it asks, what are the equations or the formulas for? One, to find a slope using a line on a graph. Okay, so when we talk about finding a slope on a graph, say we have a line, so then we're going to go, remember you go down and over. So that would be m, which is slope, equals rise over run. Find the slope given 2 points. Okay, remember y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. Okay, and that equals slope. All right, the next one is find the slope and y-intercept of a line without any points. So that's just the formula, y equals mx plus b. Remember, this is the slope, and this is the y-intercept. Okay, now we're going to go and we're going to calculate slope using the points given. Show your work, leave any fraction in reduced form. So like it's 2 over 4, it's going to become 1/2. If the slope cannot be calculated, write undefined. So we know if it's being divided by 0, that is undefined. So like x, let's say I put 12 over 0, that's undefined. Anything with a 0 there is undefined. So remember, I recommend that you label your coordinates x1, y1, and I always write the formula. And I'm going to go ahead and do this to all of them because it just makes my life easier. So I'm going to do it to all of them down here. And I'm going to write the formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 equals x1, y1, x2, y2, and the formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Now, this is an excellent strategy to use because this way you just have to plug in the coordinates, which makes it super simple. So y2 is negative 15 minus y1, which is 0. Then x2 is negative 11 minus x1 is 1, or is 3, excuse me. I don't know where my head is. So then you're going to do negative 15 over negative 14. And when you have two negatives divided by each other, you get a positive. So there's your slope. Now, I'm going to stop the video for a minute, and I'm going to have you try and do the rest of them because you have the formula, and then you can check it with my answers in just a few. I'll be back. Okay, let's check and see how you did. So it's y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Remember labeling x1, y1, x2, y2 is an excellent strategy to use. So we have y2 is 5 minus y1 is 5. So we go to x2 is 10, x1 is 4. So 10 minus 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. 10 minus 4 is 6. So the slope is 0. So remember, that's a straight line. Okay? And then we're going to go down here. We labeled x1, y1, x2, y2, and then we have the equation written, or the formula. So we plug in 15 minus 16, 15 minus 10, which when you have two negatives gives you a positive. Then we have negative 15 minus 6. So this becomes 25 over negative 21. All right. And then we're going to do the last one. Label them again, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have y2, which is negative 4, negative 10 is negative 14. Then we have negative 6 minus negative 6. So when you take two negatives together, remember it comes positive. So it's negative 14 over 0, which is undefined, which is what they asked for up here. If it was undefined, we noted it. Okay? So we did this page. We're going to go to the second page. Now, I am going to make a little dot here because this is x and this is y. So this would be the 0. So we know that that dot is the origin, okay? And then we're going to connect these two dots. And remember, you do rise, which goes up or down, and run left to right. So you do the rise and the run first. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to put a little dot here because I know that's where it intersects with a line that connects to B. So we went down 7 squares. So that's -7. And then we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to the right. So that's positive. Remember, when you go down, it's negative. And when you go to the right, it's positive. So the slope is -7 over 9. So we know that the slope is leaning toward the left. We know that this is negative, so we know that's decreasing. Now the slope formula, and I'm just going to pause where they bring this to ask us to do the slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, and we're going to use the points A and B. So first we have to get the coordinates. Now this is the 0. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is -5 for the x. And then we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up the y-axis. Now the b, we're going to start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go down 1, 2, 3, so it's -3. Okay, so again, I'm going to label them x, y, y1, x2, y2. So x1 is -5, x2 is 4, y1, oh, I put them in the wrong spot. I'm sorry. That's 4. Get rid of that. And so x1, x2, so -5, 4. And then we have y1 is 4, and y2 is -3. So slope, again, is y2 minus 1, x2 minus x1 equals, so y2, again, is -3 minus y1 is 4, and then we have x2 is 4 minus, and remember you have to go -5. These become a positive, so this becomes -7 over 9. And they match. So yay for us. All right, now we're going to do the lower part. And we're going to figure out the slope. So if we look at this, it goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So the slope is -4 over -1, which equals 4 over 1, which equals 4. So that would be A. The next one, you're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's -5 over 1, 2, 3, 4. You go over 4. So that would be C. Now, this one here is a straight horizontal line, which is a 0 slope. So that's D. And this one goes straight down. So that is B, undefined. Okay? Now we're going to do the next one. Okay? And we are going to do some calculations. I'm going to do the first one for you. So I'd like, when there's a fraction, so if I take 1/2 and I divide it by each other, it becomes 0.5. So when I'm going to do the first one right here, and it's going to be y equals 0.5x plus 2, because I find it easier to multiply with the calculator. So y equals 0.5, and the x is -2. Insert the x, plus 2. So y equals half of -1, or if you do it in the calculator, it becomes -1 plus 2. So y equals 1. Okay? So using this equation, I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I'm going to let you fill out the rest of the chart. And then I'm going to let you also do B. So here, y equals -2x minus 3. So y equals, I'm going to take the x, plug it in. So -2 times -2 minus 3. So we have y equals -2 times -2 gives you a +4 minus 3. So y equals 1. So I'm going to put the 1 up here. Now I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I'd like you to fill in the rest of the table, and then we'll check your answers. Okay, so first, make sure your chart has the correct numbers in it. Okay, you can pause it if you need to. And I want you to check your math. This is the x, the x, the x, and the x. I just plugged it into the formula. Pause it if you need to, and then check your answers for 13b. This is the x here, the x here, the x here, the x here that we plugged into the equation. Okay? So again, check your answers. Pause it if you need to. Okay? Now, on here, there's two different ways you can do it. They want you to plot the table from the coordinate plane. So that's the way we're going to do it. So we know that this is 0 and this is 0. So -2 up 1. -1, 1.5. Okay? 0 is 2. 1 is 2.5. And 2, 1, 2, 3. And then let's use a straight edge. So that is how you plot the points. So this one would be -2, comma 1. This one would be -1, 1.5. 3 would be 0, 0, 2. This one would be 1, 2.5. And this one would be 2, comma 3. Okay? Now, if you want to know what the slope is, which is 1/2, we know that we can check it. We can go up 1 and over 2. So we have our slope, 1 over 2. Okay, now here, we're going to do -2 up 1. We're going to do -1, -1. We're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I doing this right? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do 2 over 2 from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to connect the points. And the slope here is -2 over 1. Because remember, if you have a number, it's always over 1. So if we go down 2 and we go over 1, we can check our work, which we did. Awesome.